Fani Willis's boyfriend, Nathan Wade, has spoken out for the very first time ever since being removed from the Trump trial in Fulton County, Georgia. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Nathan Wade speaking out for the very first time ever since he was removed from the Trump trial in Fulton County, Georgia, which is overseen by Fulton County DA Fani Willis. Now, we all know the backstory here about Big Fani, about Big Nate, how they allegedly, obviously, apparently, by Nathan Wade's own admission, talking about, workplace romance, American as apple pie. The story is that he had been with her for a number of years, and the relationship is the reason why he was brought on to the Trump case, because he had no experience prosecuting felonies, let alone anything near a former president. And he was paid so much money, it was an obvious red flag. Between January 22 and January 24, he was paid nearly 700,000 U.S. American cold hard cash dollars. The next highest person that the Fulton County DA's office, Fani Willis, brought on was paid 90,000. So why was there a big gap between Nathan Wade and the next highest paid person before the trial even started? Obviously, in my humble opinion, it's because he and Fani had a little something going on. Phone records allegedly showed him going to her house in East Point, dropping something off every other night. Okay, that's what it looked like. So we can add 2 and 2 and get 4. It looks like he was a sugar baby and she was the sugar mama. That's what it looks like. So then there's a whole big investigation. This is improper. This is inappropriate. You're funneling money, you're laundering money. And at the end of it, the judge, Scott McAfee, said, yo, check it out. Okay, Fani, you have one of two choices. And really, it was only one choice because she wasn't going to do the first one. But look, one of two choices. Either you recuse yourself from the Trump trial or you kick Nathan Wade off. So obviously, Nathan Wade got kicked off. And now he's speaking out to the media, to ABC News specifically. Now, I don't know what the science is. I don't know what the angle is. Maybe it's going to be a book, a movie, a Netflix series. I have no idea what it's going to be, but I'm sure he's going to cash out, or at least try to, because you got child support and spousal support, because last I checked, he was married and fornicating with Fani the whole time. So there's going to be a financial element he needs to kind of make up for. And before I get into anything, before we get into the nitty-gritty details, a word from our sponsor. Online data brokers sell your information to scammers, hackers, and anyone who wants to use that information against you. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, even your relatives' information is all out there on the internet. This is what a data broker had about me. That's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information, and they automatically submit opt-out requests on my behalf. Cleaning up my information not only helps me reduce spam, but it also protects me from hackers who may want to access my bank accounts, social media accounts, maybe even my home. I learned this the hard way back when I got swatted. It's 2019, about 8 p.m. I'm getting ready to stream. I'm doing my thing, taking calls, I'm rocking and rolling, and before I know it, I have 6 cops at my back door, guns drawn. I go to the back door, they tell us, get on the ground, they go through the house, they come back very apologetic. I'm sorry, Mr. Logan, we were informed that you had some little kid in here tied up and bleeding and gunshots ain't rang out. It was a whole big mess. Now, the people who made the anonymous call most likely got my address and my phone number from a data broker. Now, you may be thinking, hey, ABL, why would I need Aura? I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not going to get swatted. So how would Aura help me? Well, check it out. AT&T just revealed that over 73 million customer records were released to the dark web. Now, the recommendation from AT&T directly is use strong passwords, monitor your account activity, and consider credit fuses or fraud alerts from a credit bureau. Now, Aura does all that for me. And the best part is that I don't need to download a bunch of different apps to make that happen, all because the company could not ensure my data privacy. If your data was in the AT&T breach, just download Aura, activate it, and have it running in the background and rest easy knowing that your data is nice and secure. I value my privacy and I value yours. Go to aura.com/Anthony Logan through the link in the description to start your free 2-week trial today. Now, here we have the interview. It's about 6 minutes long. I may not play the entire thing. I will link to this full clip and the article in the box. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
I want people to know the real me.
For the first time since leaving the case, Nathan Wade is speaking out about his relationship with DA Fani Willis, which forced his resignation from one of the most high-profile legal battles in U.S. history.
Workplace romances are as American as apple pie. It happens to everyone. But it happened to the two of us.
Do you regret
that thing?
Let's pause before he says if he regrets it or not. It's not just the workplace romance, sir. Let's talk about that money that you were given. Let's talk about how y'all were trying to hide it. $700,000 before the trial even started, and the next highest paid person got paid $90,000. And y'all were going on trips and whatnot with the money that you were getting from this, allegedly. I don't think you were a big high roller before the trial started. So how were you able to afford cruises and trips and wineries all over the country, all over the world? Come on, man. Let's not even do that. And as a DA, she's not allowed to benefit financially from cases. But if she was giving you money and you giving it back to her in gifts and trips, that kind of sounds like benefiting to me, but I digress.
I regret that private matter became the focal point of this very important prosecution.
But my man, your actual expenditures was not private. Your trips weren't private when you were going on airplanes and going to wineries and whatnot. That wasn't private. Okay, that what you were doing in the house in East Point, that might be private, but that is not what we're talking about here. Let's keep on going.
This is a very important case. I hate that my personal life has begun to overshadow the true issues in the case.
The relationship created a whirlwind of distraction from the indictment of former President Trump and 18 others for alleged election interference, some of whom have taken plea deals while others, including Trump, have pleaded not guilty. Attorneys for some of those defendants argue that Wade and Willis's actions disqualified them from trying the case, filing a motion against the prosecutors and revealing the romance to the public.
A Washington Post columnist wrote, "What were they thinking? How could two seasoned attorneys embroiled in the prosecution of a former president start a romance and not see this trouble coming a mile away?"
Let's pause. Seasoned attorneys, is that what we want to say about Nathan Wade? I don't think so. This guy was a traffic cop at best, a traffic ticket guy at best, not even the cop. He was basically sitting in some place somewhere putting rubber stamps on traffic tickets. This guy was not a seasoned attorney. He's an attorney, but not a seasoned one. He has not even prosecuted felonies before this. Now, Fani Willis, she might be different. Fani could be different. I don't know about her background. I know about his background, and it was not very decorated. So let's not say that. The reason why they did this is because they were incompetent, especially him.
And so what were you thinking in that moment?
Again, you don't plan to develop feelings. You don't plan to fall in love. You don't plan to have some relationship in the workplace. That you don't set out to do that, and those things develop organically. They develop over time.
Oh man, you were married though the whole time you were married. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what do you mean? Like, oops, man, look, I accidentally cheated on my wife. I accidentally took her on the cruise. I accidentally did all this, that, and the third. Man, look, anybody's trying to hear it, because what has not been mentioned yet is his wife at home. What are we talking about? Of 26 years. Let's stop the BS.
And the minute we had that sobering moment, we discontinued it.
For nearly 1 month after news of their relationship broke, neither prosecutor acknowledged it publicly.
So for 25 days, we didn't hear from you or District Attorney Willis. You're a public servant, right? Getting paid from the state of Georgia. Why not say, okay, we'll make a statement, we'll get on top of this?
Let me say this. My conversation here with you today is just that. It's Nathan's conversation. I do not speak for.
No, because you were part of it, though. You were part of the actual being quiet, being silent, not saying anything. So I want to hear from you as well.
The district attorney's office, I do not speak for their position. As a matter of fact, I'm certain that they would rather me not be having this exchange with you. So with that, I want to continually protect the integrity of this prosecution. I don't want to say or do anything that would jeopardize this case.
The judge required Wade to withdraw if Willis wanted to stay on the case and ultimately determined that while Georgia law does not permit the finding of an actual conflict for simply making bad choices, Wade and Willis's actions showed a tremendous lapse in judgment and created a significant appearance of impropriety.
The case should be thrown out, really, because of this whole situation, and then just the ridiculous nature of it from the beginning. Like, the case is ridiculous. It's kangaroo court at best. And these two individuals profited from it, from what it looks like. How are you going to give this guy almost $1 million in fees before the case starts, go on cruises, trips, and whatnot, and act like you didn't benefit from it? And it expressly says in the rules you cannot benefit from it.
Do you think that you've done any kind of damage to this case?
None at all.
Even the public perception of it?
There again, this takes me back to the initial statement that I made. My private life became the focal point of the case. And my private life has nothing to do with the merits of that prosecution.
But one aspect Wade says he wasn't prepared for was the intense public scrutiny and harassment he says he's faced.
So you didn't realize when you took the case your life was really going to be under a microscope?
I did not realize that my life would be in danger. The microscope.
Now you the victim. Oh man, they're coming after me, man. Please, you be all right. Anybody gonna do nothing to you, man.
Now, one thing Wade says he does regret is the impact this scandal has had on his adult children. He wants people to know he was separated at the time of the relationship with Fani Willis and that he has total confidence in the prosecution in this case against Trump moving forward. A lot to unpack here, and we do.
So that's the interview right there. Nathan Wade didn't really say a whole lot. Kept everything above board. This was a softball interview at best. There's more, but from what I've seen, it's more of the same. Softball. Just a way to give him an out, give him an excuse to tell everybody, leave me alone. Don't bother me. I didn't do anything wrong. They didn't address the money. They didn't address the marriage, really. They give softball questions. Look, if this was Trump in the same shoes, being asked questions about something serious like that, they would throw everything in the world at him, including the proverbial kitchen sink. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on this interview? Was it a good interview? Riveting, hard-hitting questions, or was it softball at best? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This was a ridiculously softball interview. They didn't get to the good questions. Him speaking out, really, I don't know. Maybe it's to give the case more legitimacy. Maybe it's to try to protect Fani Willis. But in my opinion, and I think in the majority of you guys' opinion, they didn't really do that. All that it did was confirm what we know, which was that they were in a relationship while he was married, and he got paid a bunch of money, and they went on vacations on his dime and her dime through money that they probably got from this case, really to do nothing more than go on TV and talk a bunch of nonsense. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.